Hello, everyone, and welcome to a CAREsation of Mississippi series. Oh, today we're going to have a wonderful time. My name is Love Latanya, and today we're unmasking stigma with, yeah, you thought it, you know it, love. I have two amazing guests today, and I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves. We can start with you, Anthony.
Hello, my name is Anthony Gordon. I am a community advocate for CARE4ME Services.
Yeah. And tell us also, what brings you joy, Anthony?
What brings me joy? Life. Life brings me joy.
Awesome.
Yes.
Maurice?
Well, good afternoon, morning, whenever you may be watching this. Good. I'm Maurice Mosley. Let me start with that. I'm Maurice Mosley, a graduate of DJ State University.
Hey.
Yeah, I had to throw that in there. I'm also the program coordinator for C-STEP. So what that stands for, Community Syphilis Testing, Education, and Prevention. So yeah, I'm gonna cut that short and I'll explain that later.
Yeah, but so tell us also, what brings you joy?
Oh, kind of like he said, life, man, just waking up, living every day, getting to help my community, educate them on things that we're not taught every day.
Awesome. So y'all, you know this is Unmasking Stigma. So when you hear stigma, what comes to mind for you? Can you describe stigma from your own perspective or your own words? Anyone of y'all?
Well, I'd say for me, stigma would be kind of like, I would say ignorance. Not in a bad way, but like in a, you only know what you heard kind of way.
Okay.
Most people only know what they heard somebody else say, so they believe the first thing they hear, not knowing that they might not know the full details about the situation.
So it's pretty much like an opinion.
Yeah, basically.
So it's not a fact, but pretty much each person's.
In my definition, that's
okay. What about you, Anthony? When you hear stigma, I'm sure you heard it a lot.
Yes, I've heard it quite a bit. When I think of stigma, I think of years of being told certain things.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the people that are telling or educating you on this in this avenue really don't know what's going on. So they're feeding you false information. And that false information can turn into stigma.
You know what? I think that's powerful. It's a lot of false information.
Exactly. It's a lot of false information.
So seeing that, how can we really unmask stigma? Is it possible?
I believe it's possible, but I believe it's going to take the younger generation to eradicate stigma.
Tell me more about that. Why you feel that way?
The reason why I say that is because the generation that is now, they're not going to because they don't want to. The new generation, they're more outspoken, they're more outgoing, they're more positive, they're more accepting of everyone in the things that are going on in this lifetime today. Mm-hmm. So I believe they are going to be the ones that push the envelope, push the boundaries, and bring everything full circle.
Okay. What about you, Maurice, about unmasking stigma? You think it's possible to unmask it, or you think we just gonna be stuck in this thing like this?
Actually, I do think it's possible. Coming from the heterosexual community, I know that there are a lot of misbeliefs that we have been taught about other communities that we fully didn't understand. Like you said, I feel like the younger community, if we train them and tell them kind of the facts about it, it also has started in the school system, because now that they're not teaching it in school, you learning it on the streets. And
yeah.
I would rather learn it from somebody who's been educated to teach me about these situations rather than somebody who's just saying what they heard. So yeah, that's definitely one way we can fix that.
So and this might be a tough question, but I know a lot of people probably want to know this. Do we experience stigma in our churches?
That's a good question right there.
I believe we do. And don't ask me why. It's come back to me.
I know that it's kind of tough, but I mean, I'm wondering, Does it kind of start there? Because that's usually like our leading point to what we do every day or how we live our lives. I'm wondering, does it play a part of it?
Well, you know, certain churches teach different ways. You know, some churches may condemn one thing that another church will, oh no, we accept everybody.
Okay.
So, you know.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I can definitely agree with that.
So that's usually how stigma flows?
Yes. I think that's how stigma flows. Someone that you have faith in or you believe in or you trust telling you a certain thing and you believe in it and you are running with it and you're telling someone else that believes you and that person is telling someone that, you know, someone that believes in them and so on and so forth.
And it's just
a continuous circle.
Wow.
So let's ask you, how do you feel about the situation?
About which one? What part?
About the stigma in church.
Well, I think I experienced a lot of stigma in church. First, being a person of trans experience, growing up in church, I pretty much started developing and went through my transition at 15. And so I was not accepted for just being me. I was condemned, often called all kind of names by church people and judged the things you don't supposed to do. But I think when I discovered who I was and stood completely in my truth without worrying about what anyone else felt about me, I feel like stigma starts to kind of like die off. I think it all starts with you. So if you don't fully accept yourself and know who you are, then, you know, people can tell you who you are.
Exactly.
But once I learn who I am, I get a chance to tell you who I am, and whether you respect it or not, you know, that's on you. So that's how I'm killing the stigma, you know, because, I mean, I'm standing in my truth and telling you, you know, hey, my name is Love Latanya. My pronouns are she or hers and goddess, you know, and so you ain't got to believe that. You ain't got to believe that. But I believe that. And so for me, that's enough.
Right.
And so often, you know, somebody else believes it because now other people call me goddess. And so it just, you know, so I don't know, is that a stigma? But it's what I believe.
Right.
So, I mean, you know, that's kind of deep though. I know it's kind of deep.
I done got it started now.
So tell me, when it comes to, I know you spoke about the two communities. First of all, tell me, do y'all like to hear the heterosexual community, y'all like the word cis? Tell me that first of all. How does that word like do it?
You saying like cisgender?
Like cisgender.
Honestly, a lot of people don't even know what that word means in the community. We just know male, female.
Okay.
So that word is new to a lot of people in that community. I know when I first heard it, I was like, do I put this or do I put, is it something else I'm missing?
Okay.
So yeah, that comes with explaining and educating people as well, like knowing, because I know a lot of applications and things you fill out now, they have that on there. So when I'm around my family, they're like, what do I put for that? I'm like, oh, you cisgender. You just.
Okay. So most of them just don't know it means
they don't have a problem with it. It's just new to them. It's just new to us.
Right.
So go ahead.
I've seen some debates about the word cis on Facebook, the internet. The internet has no chill, absolutely no chill. But going through some of the comments on Facebook, people are really uneducated and don't want to be educated.
Right.
Okay.
They just don't call me no cis nothing. I ain't no cis, I ain't no sissy, I ain't no this. You know, I'm like, the word means biological, I guess biological, whatever, male, female, you know. So why would you have a problem being called a cisgender woman, a cis woman, or a cis male, or that? That's just like when Homo sapien came out. There nobody want. I'm not no homosexual, so why did you call it? So you know, it's all about it. It all boils back down to education.
Okay.
Yeah, for me.
And I guess it depends on who's teaching it, right?
Yes, it definitely depends on who's teaching it, because some people can teach you some stuff that you shouldn't even be learning because it ain't right for one.
Or some stuff that they think right, but it really ain't
right. And this you know, that's why we have stigma now.
So, Maurice, you spoke about the stigma a little bit with the LGBTQIA+ community, and the heterosexual cis community. What do you think is the disconnect when it relates to the both communities?
That's a great question. The disconnect. Well, I think, like I said earlier, I feel like a bunch of stuff that's going on now, it wasn't going on years ago. Like, a bunch of stuff is new, and people just aren't used to change. Some people just don't like change. That's one of the main problems for one to start with. So all the new stuff going on, well, what this mean? What that mean? Can I do this? Can I say this? Some people just kind of want to play victim because they don't know and they don't want to say the wrong thing or be held accountable for something that they aren't educated on.
Okay. I mean, that's really wild to know that's really what's going on. When it relates to you, being a gay male, what are your thoughts on it, hearing it from his perspective? On, the community, the separation between the two, the LGBTQ plus community versus the heterosexual cis community.
The disconnect is flamboyancy.
Oh, okay.
Like, the straight community would deal with you more or better if you're not over the top. So basically, the heterosexual community wants you to dim your light to fit in.
Oh.
But when I hear people saying stuff like that, I feel like that they're not happy with themselves.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not comfortable.
They're not comfortable with themselves. They don't have that self-esteem to live loud and bold and brave, because who want, and to veer off just a little bit, no one chooses to be gay, regardless of what anyone says. No one chooses this lifestyle. For one, we're already black, that's a strike. We're already men, that's a strike. So then we're gonna add gay on top of it. That's another strike, and that's a strike within the African American community. Aside from everything else that's thrown at the African American community. So, being that we are all here together, we all have to grow together. We all have to learn together. So for me, is as far as the disconnect between the heterosexual and the gay community is all based up on perception. How that person perceives you, because I have heterosexual friends. I have trans friends. I have gay male friends. So I know how to interact with each group accordingly.
Right.
But I shouldn't have to dim myself to fit in to all of these different, pockets of society. So,
And it's a lot, right?
It's a lot.
Is it heavy to have to code switch?
It's heavy, but once you have gotten so accustomed to doing it, it just feels like you're just...
Second nature.
It's second nature, pretty much.
So, pretty much, is that how we often get stuck in stigma?
Yes, that's how we get stuck in stigma. But it's so prevalent to you find yourself doing it, not knowing that you're doing these things. Repetition is crazy.
So,
that's crazy.
Yeah. So really, how can we switch that? How can we unmask it? How can we really unmask? Because we know it's a lot of problems that's going on when it relates to stigma in our everyday life with family, relationships, work, everywhere. It's everywhere. How do we get rid of it or dismiss it?
Well, honestly,
is there a way?
Now that you put it like that, it's kind of hard because, it's hard to please everybody and everybody not going to agree with everything. So, I mean, the people that are educated and are not ignorant, they'll kind of understand what he said just then. He made some good points. And I kind of feel Like sometimes I may rub people the wrong way sometimes, not knowing as well. Like he said, he may act a certain way around different crowd, not knowing just because it's second nature. But when you educated and like he said, when you're confident in your own self and what you believe, what you do, then what somebody else doing shouldn't bother you.
Exactly.
That's how I feel about it.
Exactly. That was the point I was trying to make.
Yeah.
I just know it's a lot. Can you give us an example of how you kind of you were experienced with stigma from whether it was relationship, friendship, or work, and how did you get through it? Like, because I think we need some kind of examples of steps of how to kind of get through it, or what can be, some steps to kind of get our way through that.
Okay, well, my way of getting through it is kind of knuck and buck.
Explain.
Like, I was working at this restaurant. Okay, I worked at several restaurants.
Okay.
And I've always, at these restaurants, you always have this kitchen full of men.
Okay.
And if anyone knows the restaurant culture, it is something.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Oh yeah, it's a lot.
And then being a gay male coming into all that testosterone, all that whole masculine, all that masculine energy. They like to talk.
Okay.
Joke. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, sometimes you be with the giggles, the kicks and the giggles, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, sometimes they can take it too far. So me, I'm the type of person, if you take it there, I'm gonna take it farther.
Okay.
You go up above, I'm gonna go beyond.
Okay.
That's just the way I am. You keep talking crazy, I push these dishes on you.
Wait.
Yeah, because that has happened. You're not gonna disrespect me for being proud of who I am. Mm-hmm. I have not said nothing to you. I have not done anything to you. But for you to come at me, as we would say, sideways, that's when I have to get, on the same level as you. Because I got to show you that you're going to respect me because of who I am, because I'm going to respect you for who you are. I'm not going to say anything out of the way to you. I'm not going to disrespect you. I'm not going to come on to you. I'm not going to do any of those things. So if I can respect you for being who you are, selling drugs, dating multiple women, not taking care of your kids and stuff, but you're not gonna, belittle me because of the simple fact that I'm gay. You know what I'm saying? That you're trying to dictate who I'm laying in the bed with.
So that's what I'm saying. Does that really matter?
It shouldn't matter of who I go home and close the door and get in my bed with. Because I don't know who you closing the door and getting in the bed with when the lights go out.
So I guess what the stigma is, to answer that question, with the communities is, do the heterosexual community think that if you're gay, you want them, or you're attracted to them?
Yes.
So that's what.
Yes. It can be the biggest, burliest, ugliest. Them be the ones that be like, oh, don't look at me. Ain't nobody looking at you anyway.
Don't worry.
You know what I'm saying? But those that are comfortable in their sexuality can deal with it better. You know what I'm saying? And I like those type of people. That it's a lot of people that are friends of the gay community, friends or, that accept people for who they are. Because they're comfortable with who they are.
So usually the people that are not comfortable are the ones you need to be kind of
curious about.
Yeah. So they pretty much tell on themselves.
Yeah. They're always gonna tell on themselves. I don't want nobody around me like that. It ain't gonna jump on you, baby. It's not gonna jump. It don't rub
work that way.
It don't work that way.
Okay.
If you are, you are. If you're not, you're not. Some are curious. Some are not. But if you curious, that means you ain't just been curious. You been curious.
I see the conversation getting kind of stinging now.
But
Hold on.
Hey,
just
calm it down a little bit.
Come on. Now, what about you? Hearing Anthony, what he's saying, what are you thinking about, or what's your thoughts on it now? Do you think it's important to warn them in that case Or do you think, you don't know what they're probably going to be capable of if they get there and find out?
I would warn them because you never know how somebody going to react. Like you said, people do the most when they feel like, when they not comfortable with themselves. He may come in, oh, no, man, I ain't signed up for it yet.
Yeah.
So I just warn people hey, man, if you ain't okay with this, we not forcing you. But there's really no reason you shouldn't be, and plus we give you money. So if you want to turn that down, that's on you.
I get it. So speaking on 3MV, what is I know that right now the Black and brown community has the high rates of HIV and STIs and STDs. What is the stigma y'all feel, since you all do testing and interact with the community a lot? What do y'all think is the stigma centered around people getting tested?
I don't know what it is. I just feel...
Is it a message they're hearing? Is it an area? Like, what do you think? I'm sure you know the streets talk.
Yeah.
And we kind of hear from community and they kind of let us know some things, but what do you think it is?
Well, some people, they had them nights where they go for the first thing they see available, and some people, they had them nights and they be scared to figure out what they done got a hold of or what they... So some people really just be scared to know.
Fear.
Yeah, I don't think it's fear of anything except knowing I might have something. That's what it is.
It's the fear of finding out bad news.
Yeah, you say, like they say, you fear what you don't know.
Yeah, but you also, if you don't know, out of sight, out of mind. I've had people like tell me that, well, if I ain't leaking or burning,
I ain't gonna worry about it.
But if it's leaking and burning, that's too late. You in late stage. When it's leaking and burning, go get yourself checked out periodically, 3 to 4 months. If you know you're out here being sexually active or promiscuous, get yourself tested. 3 to 4 months. Most of everything can be cured. And that can't be cured, can be treated. Definitely. So
say that one more time for that camera so they can hear that. Because I want them to know that it's possible.
Yeah, mostly everything can be cured, and that can't be cured can be treated.
Oh yes.
So if you just go, you don't know, you can probably save your life or someone else's life.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? By just going to get a simple test to tell you if you got something out there, gonna give you a little antibiotic, or give you a little shot. Sometimes you might have to take 1 pill a day. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, I've known people that lived here 40 and 50 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? After being not only HIV positive, but having AIDS. You know what I'm saying? Just is the help, the medications, everything is here. So if you can lay down and have sex with multiple people, or your partner is having sex with multiple people, you don't have to wait until you feel symptoms to go get tested. But a lot of people are just scared of what they're gonna find out.
Right.
They scared of the big one.
That fear.
Having to tell everybody, and they judge you like.
Right.
And that's more stigma.
That's more stigma.
Exactly, because you never know who they gonna tell.
When it comes to HIV and AIDS, it's like, I have family members that are like, oh, you can't sit on my bed.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got to use plastic silverware and cups and
where
stuff.
did we learn that from? Where's the message coming from?
That's what I'm saying.
It's coming from stigma.
People learn stuff on the streets that they should be learning in school from somebody who actually, you just hearing the person down the street telling you this, that I already don't know nothing, and you just running with it.
Right. I got to bleach my tub down after you get out the shower. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. But my family is from the Delta. And not saying that people are in the Delta that are uneducated, but some people in the Delta listen to hearsay instead of book say. So that's where a lot of the stigma comes in too. A lot of people from the little smaller towns, they're close knit. So if Miss Susie tell you something, well, Miss Susie been around a long time.
Oh my.
So Miss Susie might be right. So I'm going to go tell Miss Sarah, you know, and Miss Sarah gonna tell her nephew, and her nephew gonna tell, and then by the time, it's like this game we used to play in school. Like the teacher will come in, she'll tell the first person in class, it might be 30 students in the class, she'll whisper something in the first student's ear, and that student has to turn around
and go to everybody else.
And have to go around the whole room. So by the time he get to the last student, the whole story been a change.
You know what? This conversation gets so juicy. And I see we're gonna have to do a part 2 of this because we kind of coming to the end. But oh baby, we got more. We got more for y'all. So y'all.
We ain't even got her started.
We ain't even got. Please, you ain't got me started yet at all. But I want to thank you all for tuning in to Unmasking Stigma with Love. Any last words you want to say to the people?
All I want to say is be kind to yourself and be kind to others, because the life you save just might be your own.
Any last words for you?
Only thing I had to say is go get educated. We offer classes all the time. We always have something going on up here. You can feel free to come up here and get tested. We can test you privately. We always gonna test you privately. That's a violation. We're not gonna disclose your information.
Also, now you know it's right here. CARE4ME Services. We got what you need. And the only thing I'm gonna say, baby, I'm Love Latanya, and I love you for free. Have a great night. Mwah. Yes, that's how you do it.